Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of Mainstream Monday right here on Night Owl Video. Today I'm talking about the movie Species, so I hope you stick around. We'll be talking about cast, production, critical reception, my thoughts on the film, where you can watch it, and all that jazz. So please do, if you like this movie or if you're curious about this movie, stick around till the end. Thank you to everybody who's recently subscribed. I appreciate your support. Let's get right into this. So this is a horror science fiction film from 1995. It was directed by a person named Roger Donaldson, who also directed Cocktail as well as Dante's Peak. Two movies I don't think I've actually seen or have any interest to see, actually. I remember when Cocktail came out in the movie theater, I was a teenager, and I was like, nah. I was not a big Tom Cruise fan in the 80s, honestly. It wasn't until much later that I started to enjoy his acting, but this film stars Ben Kingsley, who was, of course, Gandhi. I think that was his first acting role, if I'm not mistaken. He was also in a really charming movie called Hugo, which I would recommend. And he had a part in Iron Man 3, which is, I know, not a well-regarded film, but he was quite funny in that movie. This also stars Michael Madsen, who, of course, was in Reservoir Dogs, Species 2, and Kill Bill Part 1 and 2. I think I read that he did Species 2, but that he just did it for a paycheck. He wasn't actually that excited to do the movie. This also stars Alfred Molina, who was, of course, in Raiders of the Lost Ark. He was he was, throw me the idol, I throw you the whip. That was that guy. He was also, of course, in Spider-Man 2. This also stars Forrest Whitaker, who was in one of my faves, Ghost Dog, Way of the Samurai, as well as another great thriller, Panic Room, with Jodie Foster. Marg Helgenberger. She was also in Species 2, and she's also probably more well-known for her role in CSI Crime Scene Investigation. She's right there on the cover. You probably recognize her. And of course, this stars Natasha Henstridge, and I believe this was also her first film role, if I'm not mistaken. This was her. Yeah, I've got in the notes here. This was her first film. She was also in Species 2, Ghosts of Mars. Yikes. And she's done like tons of TV appearances. So, but yeah, this was her first film. The synopsis for Species is when government scientist Xavier Fitch, played by Ben Kingsley, intercepts a space transmission containing the genetic sequence for an alien life form, he uses it to produce Sil, S-I-L, played by Natasha Henstridge, a gorgeous alien-human hybrid. As Fitch's team grows concerned at her rapid rate of growth, Sil wrecks the laboratory and begins a violent quest for a suitable male human to impregnate her. The U.S. government dispatches top assassin Preston Lennox, what a name, played by Michael Madsen, and a team of top experts to stop her. And that's where all these cats come in. They're all like the team of experts trying to track down Natasha. The production for Species, the extraterrestrial aspects of the Sil character were created by my all-time favorite artist, H.R. Giger. The effects combined practical models designed by Giger, collaborator Steve Johnson, and XFX, which is a company that does special effects, with computer-generated imagery done by Richard Edlund's Boss Film Studios. I think Richard Edlund might have been on like the original Star Wars movies. H.R. Giger felt that the film and the character were too similar to Alien, so he pushed for script changes. During the production, MGM opted not to shoot the Nightmare Train, which is a literal miniature train that H.R. Giger designed. They just opted not to shoot the Nightmare Train sequence to keep costs down. H.R. Giger was not willing to accept that, however, so he spent $100,000 of his own money to finance the sequence. So I don't know, even, I did notice when I was watching this that like now this is just the DVD, so maybe the Blu-ray looks nicer, but a lot of the kind of creature stuff and the train and all that, it was really dark. You really couldn't see a lot, which was really disappointing because like I love H.R. Giger, and his work on Alien was so incredible, and I thought, oh, some of the stuff. Now, if you go on the special features, there is H.R. Giger at Work featurette on this edition, and it actually shows him working on the train, which I think I was going to mention in a minute anyway, but you do get a clearer shot of the train, and it's really cool. If some of you have probably seen this movie, there's like this series of train cars that have mouths that open and close, and like there's these tongues and the blood comes down, and it's really cool and really nightmarish, and yeah, it's really, really cool. So if you really want to know more about the backstory of that featurette has more info on it. Most of the principal photography was done in Los Angeles, California, where the film is set. Several scenes were filmed in Utah and at the Arequipa Observatory in Puerto Rico. The movie's Species spawned a franchise, which includes one other theatrical release, which is Species 2, as well as two direct-to-television sequels, Species 3 and Species The Awakening. Now, many years ago when I started like collecting physical media, like more hardcore, I did have all of the sequels, and I did watch all the sequels, and I promptly got rid of all the sequels. And actually rewatching this, I'm even questioning if I'm going to keep this, because I don't know if I'll rewatch this much more in my lifetime, but yeah, the sequels were not that good. I would say probably 2 was okay, and then it just got so bad. Michelle Williams is also in here, and she apparently dislikes this movie very much due to the amount of bullying that she received after it was released, which is, you know, she was just a kid in this movie, so that was kind of unfortunate. I did not see how old she was in this movie, but she looked like she was about 12 or 13 years old, and apparently, yeah, she got bullied after this, so her character in the movie is only, she plays like Syl before Syl kind of morphs into the adult body, and so she's like really like weird and awkward, and she like eats all this food, and then she goes into this chrysalis, and she is kind of creepy in the movie, but I thought she was really, really convincing as well, because they're of course keeping her in this laboratory, and she freaks out and breaks out of this laboratory, and like that whole part, like they were gassing her, like to kill her or whatever, like a gas chamber in this little pod that they had her contained in, and it was like really like disturbing to watch. Even like the actors, like Ben Kingsley and them, were like, I don't know, it was like, I mean, I know it's a movie, but it was like almost realistic. It was like just really, really unsettling. Did not like that part of the movie, but speaking of not liking this movie, this film currently holds a 42% on Rotten Tomatoes. Film critic James Bartolini gave the film 2 out of 4 stars, stating that, quote, "As long as you don't stop to think about what's going on, Species is capable of offering its share of cheap thrills with a laugh or two thrown in as well." Yeah, my thoughts on this film, I don't remember when I first saw this. Probably when it came out on VHS. Although, yeah, I was working at a video store around 2000, 2001, so I might have seen it on DVD, I don't know. But this has kind of become like a guilty pleasure for me, much like, say, Battleship or something like that. I know they're terrible, but I like them anyway. It's just me. It's just kind of schlocky fun. The acting is not good though, and you get the sense that the actors are just doing the best they can with the material that they're given and the script that they're given. Giger's designs are super cool, but again, you don't really get to see them that well, so I would recommend checking out some of the behind-the-scenes stuff if you want to see like a better representation of some of those things. Michael Madsen is over the top in here. The story's a cool premise, but I don't know. I feel when I was watching this, I thought this could be a movie that could get a remake with a cast that had better chemistry, because I just felt like they were just all so, I mean, maybe that was the point, but it almost was like kind of cringy at times, just the dynamic between them. And I just thought, if you had like a cooler, like a stronger cast that had better interplay and maybe tighten up the script a bit, it could have been probably kind of cool. This does feel kind of like a B movie with a big budget. Like this could have easily been like a 70s grindhouse movie if it was, shot back then on, lower budget, and it would just be like, you know, super grindy, but it's got that big budget. This was the mid 90s. Alien, of course. I'm trying to think now. Alien 3 would have been out by this time, and then a couple years later, Alien 4 came out. So there was like a bunch of science fiction movies around that time. It was kind of hot again. Probably the first time since like the late 70s that it got like really big again, and you had a lot of those movies coming out. Mid 90s and to the 2000 mark, there was a lot of these science fiction movies, which was cool at the time. But yeah, this one got a big budget, and I think, to my knowledge, and it just, I don't know, it just didn't deserve it, really. I think this would have been cooler if it was a low budget, like, indie movie, and maybe they'll remake it. Maybe Fede Alvarez will do this after he does his Alien movie or something. But still a guilty pleasure. I still feel like I might watch this again down the road, but I don't know. With repeated viewings, it just gets more and more cheesy for me. And but anyway. This edition is the collector's edition DVD. This is from, let's see if I can find a year on here, 2007, from 20th Century and MGM, I believe here. This is a Region 1 DVD. It has a runtime of 108 minutes, so it doesn't overstay its welcome super bad, but again, you could have probably tightened up the script a bit. What else can I tell you about this? It doesn't have a rating. Oh, yeah, it's rated 18 in the most of Canada, although it's rated 13 in the province of Quebec. The special features on here are commentary by Natasha Henstridge, Michael Madsen, and director Roger Donaldson. Commentary by director, producer, and visual and special effects creators. This is a 2-disc set, so on the second disc there's Engineering Life featurette, H.R. Giger at Work featurette, The Making of Species, The Origin, The Concept, The Discovery, Designing a Hybrid featurette, Alternate Ending, and more. So, USA Today says this sci-fi jolt-a-thon is a kick to the finish. So there you go. This is an old HMV. Somebody left the stickers on it. Still got the hype sticker on there. Packed with special features and a sneak peek of Species: The Awakening. So this must have come out around the time of the fourth film. I'll show you a look at the inside of the package here. Kind of a nice looking package, back when they put a little bit of care into their products. There's the second disc. There's Natasha Henstridge, and that's the Sill right there in kind of like adult form. There's a booklet here. Let's just have a look inside and see what that's all about. This is Species, the Collector's Edition, so it has some notes on the film. There's actually a pretty cool picture of the Sill there. So you can see that was, you know, clearly a Giger design. There's some more stuff there. That's the pod where Michelle Williams was living in. I think she's actually in that picture. Yeah, that's her. So they were going to like gas her in this thing. And I don't know, I thought that part was really disturbing. There's the crew there. There's another picture of the crew there. Forrest Whitaker was like a empath, telepath type guy. And there was like, Michael Madsen's just all business. He's just like, give me my gun, let me go take care of this. And, you know, Forrest Whitaker's helping them to like see where she is and that. And you'll get the sense that Michael Madsen's like rolling his eyes like, this guy's a flake. And I just didn't really like the dynamic between them, which is unfortunate because I do like both of those actors. But yeah, you can currently rent Species on Amazon Prime, Apple TV, and Google Play, and you could probably find a copy of this on DVD around at your thrift stores, or probably order it online. That's my thoughts on Species. Did you like this movie? Did you think it actually was quite cheesy and bad? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know if you've watched any of the sequels again, and if you think I should revisit them, because I definitely got rid of them all after I watched them because I thought they were bad, but maybe I have to give them a second chance. But yeah, that's it for today. Let me know your comments below about the film Species from 1995. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Follow me over on Instagram at Night Owl Video. And until next time, I will see you at the video store or at the thrift store or just out and about somewhere, hopefully not being chased down by Michael Madsen and Forrest Whitaker, but Maybe if you could get their autographs before they kill you or something. But anyway, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, I will see you in the next video.